The offseason in Brooklyn just keeps getting crazier as Kevin Durant asked for a trade today, just 3 days after Kyrie Irving opted into the final year of his contract. Durant is expected to have interest from pretty much every single team in the league, as he is still under contract for 4 more years and is a top 5 player in the world. Durant listed Phoenix and Miami as his preferred destinations, but he doesn't really have a lot of leverage here, and I suspect that the Brooklyn Nets will take the offer that best suits them rather than just doing whatever Kevin Durant wants. Now, my first reaction when I heard this news was, oh, it's going to be Ayton for Durant. Ayton has been linked to Brooklyn, and the Suns are one of the teams that Durant wants to play for. But the issue is that the Rockets have the Nets picks from the James Harden trade, and so I don't really think the Nets are going to blow it up and rebuild unless they absolutely have to. And so that probably means that any trade of Kevin Durant to Phoenix is going to have to include Devin Booker, because otherwise the Nets just aren't getting back comparable value. But the Phoenix Suns just signed Devin Booker to a max contract extension, so that kind of leaves the Suns with not very many options to trade for Kevin Durant. Maybe they could swing something centered around Michael Bridges and Cam Johnson and some other assets that they have, but personally I think it's going to be difficult, not impossible, but difficult for the Phoenix Suns to complete this trade. As far as Miami, I don't know if I really see that happening, because the Heat would have to include Bam Adebayo or Jimmy Butler for the Nets to even consider their offer. And there's a cap rule that actually prevents Bam Adebayo and Ben Simmons from both being on the Nets at the same time, just due to their contract situations. Then I started thinking about, well, what are some other teams that have the assets that could potentially entice the Brooklyn Nets to trade Kevin Durant to them? And I think the New Orleans Pelicans is a very intriguing option here. The Pelicans are rumored to be offering Zion Williamson an extension this offseason, but they have not offered him one yet, which means they could still include him in trade negotiations for Durant. If they decide not to trade Zion for Durant, then they could also try something centered around Brandon Ingram. But personally, if I was the Brooklyn Nets, I'm not taking anything from the Pelicans unless it includes Zion. So that is definitely something to monitor over the next few weeks. I think that is definitely a possible landing spot for Durant. But it should be interesting to see what happens. Everyone is on the edge of their seats. This trade could happen at any minute. I'm really excited to see what happens. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys in the next video.